It'll be nice to meet you live.
Okay, so we've got sound, we've got video, we've got the most important thing in the mix here. So we're talking today with Dr. Renee Ostertag, and she is a body intelligence expert.
That's the truth, Shannon.
And also an upcoming bitch slapper.
Woo! It's quite a title.
We'll just put that one out there, like, right away.
Hello, my name's Dr. Renee, and I am a bitch slapper.
But not in the way that you would think.
It's so not what you think, and it's so much better.
So, I've known you for a while, and I know that you have a super big why.
Yeah.
Which is the truth that drives not just your work, but also the truth that drives how you show up in life. What is that? What is that thing?
Yeah,
because it's big.
That thing has an immediate response on my own physiology, and as you said, you have this super big why. Part of me noticed in my body that I immediately had this big relaxation response and just a giant sigh. And that's the way of my body reducing some stress and dropping a little bit further into the present moment. So I felt this big sigh, and I just felt myself drop into my body, and I became very aware of my abdominal pelvic space. So what that tells me is that my big why is on track, and it's in alignment with my body and with all that I am. And that really ultimately is my big why, is to live the fullest expression of my triune being. So what I mean by my triune self, my triune being, Pythagoras, a Roman philosopher, was one of the first, we think, philosophers that came up with this concept of the triune being, the spirit, the mind, and the body.
Ooh. Can you draw us a picture of that?
Oh!
Because you're talking, and I'm seeing a triangle.
That is beautiful.
But I don't know if that's your thing or that's my thing.
Right. And that's the thing. All of us come to life experiences through our own lenses.
True.
Based upon past life experience, education, knowledge, upbringing, all these kinds of things. So it's funny, we hear triune being, and Shannon's first thought goes to a triangle.
Yeah.
And mine actually is a little different in that it goes to...
Elena says she wants to wear the hats in the background.
Oh, can I? I really want to.
Do you?
The black one.
Does your body tell you that it's part of your...
Yes,
okay.
100%.
You want the black one?
And it may not stay on the whole time, but I think Lainey needs some representation here. So,
dun, 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 dun. Okay, this is how you know shit's getting serious.
We're drawing pictures. We're wearing Viking hats of some sort. I'm not sure. Yeah, that is exactly what I need right now. Yep. Hair's looking good. It's a very pretty look.
Oh, look. They like it.
Yes, everybody likes
Who
it.
wouldn't like it?
They wish they could be here right now with us so we could take turns with wearing the horn hat. Not sure if it creates... should I go there right now? Because my head just went there right now.
Okay, now I'm there. Let's pull it back because we could go down that road for God knows how long.
Let's come back to the triune being.
Okay.
What a beautiful little modulated dance we did there. So, this is a picture of what I would describe as... Did I just hit you in the head with a horn?
Yeah, you did.
Spirit.
Safety first. Come on.
Yes, right? We have spirit, mind, and body. And when one is in flow, your spirit, some people would call it your intuition, your heart, your deeper knowing, your higher self. Your spirit tells your mind what to do and directs it. And then your mind tells your body what to do and directs it. And it doesn't stop there. your body then communicates to your mind and tells it what's up. And then your mind tells your spirit what's up. So it's this beautiful flow and expression of the triune being. Our spirit is working, our mind is working, and our body is working. Spirit's very mysterious, but it's present.
Well, and it's always talking to us too. And when we're, I think, well, I'll say for me, I won't talk for everybody out there, but when I'm just here, just in my mind, I can't hear spirit, and I cannot hear my body. Like, I just end up getting so cut off, and then I don't know what to do with myself.
Right. Beautiful. Do you have a red pen?
I do. You know I do.
Yes. So this is, of course you do, Shannon. The ever-prepared artist of every rainbow color ever needed.
Well, here's a question. Do you want this color red, or do you want a different color red?
I actually love the beauty of that particular red.
Okay.
And it's not such a noxious, like, fire alarm, stop, you're going to burn your hand kind of red. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of drawn to this one.
Well, and I love that you say that, because, like, when I'm working with people with art and we're talking about color and shape and what's coming out, there is that reaction when you know that it's exactly the color you're looking for, that's right. Exactly the line that you're looking right. for, mm-hmm. and you also know when it's not.
Yes. Right? And that's that dance, mm-hmm. right? When we know and we're connected and we're flowing, that's our green light. Go. Live your life like that. Yeah. Now, life isn't always green light go. Sometimes we got to stop and check and redirect. Pause, evaluate, pivot, look another place, take a different action.
You mean, like, don't go a million miles ahead of time just because, like, that's what I'm supposed to do?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Well, just I never go a million miles an hour and make myself sick because I haven't stopped and rested. Ever.
Huh. So was that like, I think then it was like an alien being that came down and took over your body for that one video that you posted for Bitch Slap? That totally wasn't you, right?
It was a different hat. And she had a very sexy voice, let me tell you. Somebody told me my voice. For those of you that don't know, I posted a video. And I was sick as a dog because I was not stopping. We need the stop. Mm-hmm. I was on green light go at 10 million miles an hour. I'm trying to run 3 businesses and launch Bitch Slap of Truth, launch the Institute of Body Intelligence, keep my body, mind, physical therapy business going. And I thought it would be a good idea to fly to Vegas for 24 hours.
Just as like the topper.
Yeah.
On the Sunday of awesome.
Right. So, I'm very run down, completely susceptible to all kinds of germs in the air, and I get sick. Mm-hmm. And that's just my beautiful body intelligence forcing me into this red light mode. Hey, stop. Take a check.
Mm-hmm. Like,
yes.
Cut it out.
Cut it out.
Yeah.
And I made a video for Bitch Slap on that day, and I sounded like... I sounded a little bit like Obi-Wan or something.
I wouldn't even go there, but because it's like, you really were channeling like your 95-year-old self who would like, I don't know, just been around a lot of smoke for a long time. I loved, like, you got on there, you showed up as you were, mm-hmm. and you were able to tap into that right. thing that said, like, wow, I really need to slow down, I need to stop.
Yeah, and that's the beautiful wisdom that the body has to offer us. Mm-hmm. It gets us to pause and pivot, stop, pay attention. Yeah. What do you need right now? Because when I'm going, and I'm not stopping, my body will have to say, hey, and it enters into this mode of like, stop.
Yeah.
Pay attention. And this is a good mode to be in But sometimes
I want to be in stop mode. I want to be in pay attention.
Yes. Because it gets us to reevaluate the moment and what's happening in the moment, and if it's in alignment with our spirit's intentions for us.
Yeah.
So it is a normal dance to go between these two modes. It's just like a stoplight. You don't want to stop at the red light forever. Like,
God, no.
Like, you want to keep going.
I stop at the red light and I'm like, why is this light red?
Right.
And I actually have the same reaction when I'm here. I'm like, why is this light red? Why do I need to stop? And that's actually really good. Like you're saying, it's a great place to be in.
Right.
And I'm wondering, for the folks tuning in, like, how do you guys know when you've hit that point where you're like, I need to pause, I need to stop, I need to figure out what signals are actually going on? So, like, what is that point for you guys? And we'll kind of watch here and see as things pop up, but we can keep talking.
Okay. Shannon, I want to come back to my big why.
Yeah.
Because ultimately it comes down to my big why is the fullest expression of my triune self. And this dance between these two modes is the fullest expression. And it's my big why because something happened in life, because life is life and things happen. And it pitched my non-conscious mind, my brain, into this mode, and I stayed, part of the programming in my brain stayed there for about 20 years. Yeah. And it's that analogy of when we stay at the red light for too long. Mm-hmm. It showed up for me in all kinds of physical problems. Back pain, neck pain, IBS, migraine headaches, adrenal fatigue, hypertension to the tune of 180 over 120, severe anemia, anxiety, depression, medications. I grew a tumor on the side of my neck. It was like my body was screaming at me.
Yeah, with like 5 heads all at one time.
And they were all wearing different color hats like this.
Yeah, and I'm watching the comments come up here, and Mia says that for her, it's like she gets hit with a brick.
Right.
So, like, there's the physical part of, like, being in that space, and there's the energetic part where it's just, like, you really do feel like you've been hit with a brick. And when you're in that mode, it's so hard to, like, feel the connection between each piece and part of you. Mm-hmm. And to actually feel like your big why is part of your life.
Yeah, what has happened for me when that brick comes, I lived a very long time outside of my body, so I wasn't in my body. Mm-hmm. And there was a very good reason for that. There's a very, very good reason why all of us don't live in our body. Yeah. And what happens is the brick comes along to wake us up, to get us to pay attention. It's our spirit's way of knocking. Yeah. And what happens is then we're forced to go to the body and pay attention to it. And one of the biggest challenges for me is when something's not working in my body, it activates this negative critical voice.
Oh, God, yeah.
And it takes over the seat of my consciousness. And it's like this with 2 red, like, devil eye horns, beating the crap out of me.
Yeah.
And that isn't actually the best voice to help me navigate my way through.
Well, no, it's that voice that really makes us turn back to the very things that got us to that stopping point in the first place. It really is. Yeah. And, if someone is getting to the point where they're recognizing that, they're going to get hit with a brick pretty soon. Mia's saying here that she's feeling like she's getting to the place where she needs a little bit of a nudge before it gets to critical mass. What would you say to someone in that place where, like, the yellow flashing light is going off and it's like warning.
Yeah.
And the red light's coming.
Right.
So what do you, like,
that
what do
is
they do?
the best place to turn around. You know, like if we're in red, it's hard to find our way connected to our spirit because it can kind of disconnect us. And so somewhere in between here is that yellow light. And if we can learn to listen to the whispers of the body instead of the screaming, pounding 2x4.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Like the bee that stung me on top of my head last night, which is another story.
Okay.
Wow, that was like a flying squirrel in the room. Did you see it? So I'm going to come back, right?
Ooh, shiny.
So, Mia, I love your question because it's like, ooh, I can feel it coming. I can feel it coming. And it's actually easier to just go because all your momentum is from green to yellow to red. And it's like, whew. So all your momentum is in red. And I call it doing the mama cat for yourself. Like you literally have to grab yourself by the scruff of your neck, pick yourself up, and turn yourself around to try and make your way back to green. And so for me, that can come with a nice big breath and just bringing my attention back to what I call fogbach, feet on ground, butt on chair.
Yes.
Right? Bringing my mind back to this moment and orienting to the room and to my present day environment.
Yeah,
because if I'm yellow heading towards red, I'm either in the future or the past in my mind, and the body is the ticket to the present moment.
Yeah, and you can feel the ground under your feet. You can feel your toes wiggle in your shoes. Right. You can do one of these and really oh, I can totally feel my butt in the chair.
Right.
And it will grab
yes.
out of that for sure.
Yeah. So I just have a really specific 3-step process to help turn around, and it's change your body, change your position, change your dialogue. And if we can do those 3 things, now that could be really simple or it could be really complicated. But when I'm in a yellow heading towards red, if I can change my body, shake, breathe, move, and then start to formulate a different dialogue in my head, I can usually turn the boat around. The Titanic, sometimes it feels like.
Yeah,
sometimes it's a quick little rowboat. Sometimes it's a Titanic. But I can find my way back towards my green state.
Yeah, and I think that, I love it when things are really simple because that little yak voice in my head that doesn't say very nice things also says things are really, really complicated and I can't do it, whatever it is. And, when we can make something that seems very complicated so simple, it makes it so much easier to remember in the moment. So when I'm at a yellow light, I can be like, okay, we're going to do a little wiggle in the chair, or I'm going to move my toes a little bit and feel that I do actually have a body. Yeah,
bringing your mind into your body.
Yeah.
It's a very foreign concept for a lot of us.
Oh my gosh, totally. I mean, we hear about it all the time. We talk to other people about it all the time, and it's a constant practice. I don't imagine if you're working with somebody, I don't imagine they're ever going to get to an end point with the kind of work that you do. It's so much more of a practice and a process, and again, that's why I like it. Because it's a process. And processes grow and change with us as we grow and change.
Yeah.
That way the answer is always there.
Yeah, it's very much, I view body intelligence as a philosophy and a way of living and a way of life. It's a way of thinking. And Einstein said it, if we want to, we cannot create the solutions with the same thinking that created the problem.
So true.
So we have to change our thinking.
Yeah.
And our thought life is what rules and controls everything. Our thought life drives every single other system in your body.
Yeah, and I think it's the hardest one to change because so often there's a committee going on up there. Anybody else have a committee? I have a committee.
I think I have 15 at least. 15. Probably more like 35.
Okay.
Yeah, but they really come into 2 camps of committees. One's very dedicated to survival and it assumes everything negative and wrong and bad about the world.
Yep.
The other is actually very committed to thriving, and it wants goodness, and it sees the richness and beauty in people. And it's that dance between my two.
Well, and I love, too, about your work that, Mia says she's got a peanut gallery. Yes. Does your peanut gallery work together, or is it sort of split off into factions and having war up in here? Mine likes to have a bit of a war, but what I realize is both sides, even though I don't like the one side at all, the safety side, the one that's like we better hunker down, we better bunker down, we better prepare for the worst. That side of us has a tremendous amount of information that we really need, and it doesn't do what it does because it hates us.
Right.
But it seems like it at the time.
It does, especially when the one who's looking at it is from that same committee. Right? Because anytime I hear any sort of blaming or negative feeling or emotion towards it, I know it's actually a member from that committee viewing of itself. Versus the more compassionate, higher wisdom side of me sees it as it is and has great appreciation and respect for it.
Yeah.
And gaining that unity between those two systems creates more safety within the whole organism.
Yeah.
To allow for better flow.
Yeah, and doing it without rejection. You're including,
right,
and that's really what your work is all about. It's including all of the information that we're getting, and not saying not this, not that.
Right.
We're saying all of this, and I get to choose, and I get to go forward.
Right. Yeah. How are you feeling in your body right now? Like, I feel amazing. I feel really just light and expansive and just full of like green tree, happy forest. Like, I feel open and light and easy.
Yeah, I think I'm sort of in the same area. I feel like I could get up and dance or like move around, or like I just want to like go through the screen and like be like, hey people,
want to wear my hat because it's really cool.
Yeah, and I know for me, like, a lot of that kind of green tree energy comes through connecting with really amazing people. Because when we connect with people, we exchange our energies, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, I've known you for a bit. You're one of my very favorite people because you bring this energy with you. And it's very contagious, and I'm so happy that I catch it when I'm around you. And I'm really glad I didn't catch your cold when you had a cold.
Yeah.
You were stingy with that, and I appreciate that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. We are contagious.
Yeah.
And that's why I do what I do, is because I want my spirit to be contagious, because then it activates yours, and it activates yours.
Yeah.
Versus the smaller mind thinking of threat and survival.
And then people they're showing up as their full selves with, you know, all this information incorporated and applied. Right. And when we show up fully, I mean, we're really acting as leaders in our life, in our work, wherever we're showing up, because we're fully there. And I love that. So I'm wondering, I've been hearing, and I just totally kicked the camera. I've been hearing a ton about this event coming up that you're doing with a group of wonderful, fantastic, very sassy ladies.
Sassafras is my middle name, girl.
I thought it was something else. Facebook said it was something else.
Facebook, yeah. Me and Facebook have to have a conversation. It doesn't know what's it called? My alter ego? My alter middle name ego? It really is Sassafras.
It's on the down low. It's on the down low, yeah. So you have this event coming up, and you're putting on this event with a group of women leaders who they have this absolute passion for what they do, and they're getting ready to really lay some big truths out on the world stage. And I want to know more about that.
Yes. So, we are doing an event. It's called the Bitch Slap of Truth. And it is like TED Talks meets Saturday Night Live. Mm-hmm. And it's really a fun, humorous, loving delivery of a truth that's on the cutting edge of reality. And if we just got this truth, our lives would be so much easier. And we'd save time, we'd save traction, we'd save sanity, we'd feel better in all aspects of our lives. Yeah. So there's 5 of us that are delivering a truth in our area of expertise.
Very cool. Yeah. Very cool. So when I first heard of this, someone told me what it was called, and I was like, okay, that, you know, like, it's a very powerful name.
Yes. The name, when I first heard about it, I loved it for 2 reasons. Number one, the deliverer of who gave me the name. I trust her implicitly. Mm-hmm. Her name's Ellen Malcolm-Moore. And so whenever something comes from her, I just automatically trust that and follow that. And she told me about it and asked if I was interested in participating. The second reason is because it very much appealed to this inner rebellious teenager that I have that loves defiance and going against the grain and against the rules. And if there's a structure, she's either going to run straight into it and try and break through it or run the other direction. So the name Bitch Slap of Truth is a very powerful name. Yeah. And it does get people's heads to turn like meerkats, again, to quote Ellen Malcolm-Moore.
Yeah.
So my first contact with it was all positive, all green light, go. I started hitting some red lights when I would come across other people that didn't quite have that same green light with it.
Oh my, that was my reaction too. Like at first I was like, wow, this is powerful. And then I was like, no, totally, I get this. I do my sort of thing like that with people. But then it was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to talk to someone about that.
Right.
Or I'm going to post on Facebook about it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
because people they've had some really different reactions.
Yeah. People love it, or they're on the fence and they're going to be polite because they like you and they want to be kind. Mm-hmm. And some people are going to say, and we absolutely honor, no thank you. And that's the beauty of this brand, is that it is a complete honoring of who you are and where you are at. And the name in and of itself draws more people that want that, and invites the honest expression of no for people that don't.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Well, I love that it will draw people where they're at, because I think a lot of times with some of the conferences that we see, some of the workshops that, you know, we see come across whatever we're looking at, there can be a reaction. I've certainly had it where I'm like, I don't know if I'm at that level yet. You know, I don't know if I'm their people.
Right.
And, you know, it's so much movement, so much change comes from being able to show up as you are in the moment. Mm-hmm. And, you know, with what you guys are doing, it's whatever that is, right? So if someone's showing up and they're like, I don't really know what to think about this, it's totally fine. Mm-hmm. Have that skepticism, because skepticism like that, it is actually an open door. Mm-hmm. It really is, because the curiosity is there.
Right. Yeah, it's running the experiment. Does this work for me or does this not?
Yeah.
You know, the name can be offensive for some people, and when they're open and they discover more about what it's about, they're like, absolutely, we're in full alignment with what you're here to do. Because what we are here to do is to help people that are stuck get unstuck, have a breakthrough, have a new experience, to rise above this glass ceiling that's in their life, keeping them stuck.
Yeah, and it's almost like creating this part of what you were talking about, where you have this like, hey, stop, pay attention.
Right.
Right?
Right.
It's not that like, the only word that comes to mind, I would be maybe sorry I said this later, but airy fairy sort of stuff where it doesn't pack that same sort of punch. Like, hey, stop,
Right.
check in,
Right.
check out what's going on, and let's move forward and really make a change.
Right. Yeah. And sometimes, I know for me, in my experience of life, when I'm so rooted in a place of threat, a challenge to my current identity, and I am utterly paralyzed in fear, I need that much to get through
Oh my
me.
gosh.
And I will always
Yes.
remember the day my sister gave me the biggest bitch slap of truth that I needed in my life, because she saw the path that I was on and where I was going, and it was sheer demise if I stayed there. And I did not want to hear what she had to say to me.
Yeah.
And it was the very thing that I needed the most to hear. And it takes huge courage of my sister to say that, because she knows I don't want to hear it, because it's not easy. It means that I have to make some decisions and look at some stuff that's painful and change. Now, it's going ultimately to be for the better, but change is so uncomfortable, and better the devil you know, until the devil you know is going to kill you, because he can.
Yeah, but like you said, it really comes from a very loving place that says, you know what you're doing right now, it's not working. Please do something else, because you matter. You matter to me, you matter to yourself, you matter to the world. Let's not stay in a place that just isn't working. And a lot of times not living from your big why.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a huge call to act from a place of courage on both parts.
Oh my God, that's like the best segue.
I'll plan that,
You're a genius.
It's the hat.
It probably is the hat. It really does have
It
magical
evokes the
power.
genius in me, and it's like, do spirit, talk to me, woo!
Okay, so speaking of rising to the challenge, and rising with courage,
yes,
I've got a challenge for you.
Bring it on, sister.
So these ladies with Bitch Slap, they are going to be handing out truth slaps at their event, and just to be fair, I'm going to give Renee here.
They say what goes around comes around. So
a special slap challenge.
Yes.
And let's see where I put my stuff. So I've got this deck of cards here, and on the back side of these is written prompts, and I'm going to have Renee pick a card out of here. What's going on in your body right now?
I feel champagne bubbles bursting.
All right.
It's like somebody popped a cork and it went boom.
Sounds like courage to me.
I think it's kind of excited. Yeah, I call it courage. Like jumping up. Let's go.
Yeah, okay, so perfect setting.
Yes.
I'm going to have her pick one of these, and I'm going to have her do a visual response, because that's the kind of slaps that I deliver to people.
And she does. I've sat in her office.
All right. So we've got these lovely supplies here. So you've got markers of many colors.
Besides just red and green.
Mm-hmm. You can use just red and green if that's
my flavor.
Mm-hmm. What's called to you.
Yes.
So we're going to do...
I'm quite sure my spirit will guide me here.
Okay.
Magical fingers.
Pick a card.
Wow, that's a lot of
card.
choice. La, 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 la.
You're going to have decision burnout?
Or whatever. It's a lot easier when I let... Oh, we've got two. It's this one.
That one.
Ooh, so the question is, can I see that?
Let's see.
I
Let's
can't.
hold it.
What's collaboration look like?
And I'm hoping that I spelled that right now. And if I didn't, I have many other talents, and spelling is not one of them.
I'm already on it, girl. I am rocking and rolling here. Your pens are... Oh, look at all this. They were upside down. You've been hiding colors from me.
I know.
Shannon.
There's like 4 different colors of yellow.
This is just making my inner artist jump up and down. Did you know I have an inner artist? I didn't until I met Shannon Boyle.
Then you got introduced to a whole nother person up in here.
I did.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, my committee is growing by the day. Committee members are like all over the place. La la la.
Yeah, so some of what I do when I work with folks is we introduce a sort of slap. I can sometimes call it art intervention. I don't really think, maybe I don't, I guess I don't really call it something when we're working, do I?
Process.
We're getting into process. But what happens when someone is making art is they are really dropping into the systems that Renee was just talking about. So we're connecting with spirit, we're connecting with mind, we're connecting with body, we are connecting with all the pieces and parts of ourselves in order to make whatever we're feeling, thinking, imagining, whatever we're trying to really make visible, we have to use all those pieces and parts in order to do that. And you know, when we're complete
This is some,
okay,
sorry.
I can't continue with I don't know if that was my marketing message or what, but
we got a little distracting with what's happening on this paper over here.
Well, collaboration isn't always a straight line, is it?
No.
So
the process is not always pretty.
Sometimes it looks like a dude sitting on someone else's head, you know?
Because sometimes everybody just wants a dude sitting on their head, right? Who wouldn't think that's fun?
You know, sometimes I feel like my inner critic sits right on my head.
Yeah. And mine has a hammer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Leaves gaping holes in my existence. Or so I perceive. Now, are we ready for the big unveiling?
I think we are.
What?
I also think my cat ate part of my paintbrush. I don't know if you can see this here, but the rest of this is missing, and I'm pretty sure one of my cats did that.
Nom, nom, nom. It might have been the little devil in the hat that lives there.
Could be.
I can feel it crawling down through my head right now. It's like, is there another paintbrush? I'm hungry.
Oh, God. We can talk about that later.
That might be another session or 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll talk about your new Pika. Okay, so what's collaboration look like, Renee?
Collaboration, from a visual expression standpoint, looks like this. Ooh.
What's going on with this guy right here?
So Shannon did a beautiful job of looking at what's, attention and not right with this picture. My initial intention.
Do you think that's a sign of where I'm at today?
No, I think it's a sign of where I'm at today. You say what you want about your existence. I'm not going to comment on it.
Fair enough.
Not my truth to tell. So different pictures represent all the different human beings, and we're all holding hands and we're all working together in a circle, because when each individual brings their collective shared purpose, big vision, big why, and they collaborate, we can create much more than me as an individual. Yeah. And it's not a 1 + 1 = 2 kind of situation. It's like a 1 + 1 + 1 equals sky's the limit, 10 million thousand. And I've seen that happen with our collaboration through Bitch Slap. Now, all that sounds lovely, well and good. This dude is sitting on top of that dude, because as good as I am at stick figures with 16 years of background experience in drawing them as a physical therapist, The whole 3-dimensional circle thing with 2-dimensional stick figures wasn't working for me. So this dude ended up, literally standing, sitting, hanging in the air on top of the other dude's head.
Yeah, but like at the same time, I really love it because it's one of those accidents that happens because like I don't have the skills or I'm not paying attention or I'm not good enough. But what if it is actually part of this? Because how often do we collaborate with people?
Right.
And sometimes, whether it's us or someone else,
right,
we actually end up kind of sort of sitting on someone else's head.
Right.
Within the collaboration.
And the thing that came to me is
it's never a perfect circle.
Right.
When you collaborate with
sometimes
people.
we sit on top of people because of whatever need that's being driven in that particular situation for that particular person. Mm-hmm. But I also got, like, if you flip that perspective, look at this one lifting the other up.
That's what I was just thinking. Like, what if this guy, like, wanted to see farther, so this other person said, hey, I'll help you.
Right.
No problem.
I know.
I mean, because that's like, that's what we do for one another.
Yeah. It's the beautiful model of tensegrity, and this concept comes from a very dear friend of mine named Lindy Royer, of when we all hold hands, it's actually a macroscopic expression of the microscopic organism in the way the different tissues work, and the connective tissue and the bony structure and the muscles. And when it's all working together in alignment, one can be strong and the other can be weak, and the whole system doesn't collapse.
Right.
And we all take turns modulating this beautiful expression of I'm up, you're down, I'm up. None of it's wrong, none of it's bad, it's all just happening.
Well, and then you get to show up as you are, whatever that looks like. Just like you were talking about before, wherever you are, that's exactly where we want you. Right? Yeah. We don't want you like in the perfect circle. And, everybody's different colors too. So you show up, as an individual, just through and through. And that really is true collaboration. Yeah.
And it's amazing how we can get so much more done.
Oh my God, I know.
With so much less work.
Yeah, and less of that grind feeling, that we get when we're working on our own.
And it really can eradicate the feeling of being alone.
Yeah.
Because when I'm in a tough, dark place, my neighbor's right there. And then I'm not alone, Like, they can talk me off my ledge, and then when I'm grounded and they're on a ledge, I can talk them off.
Yeah, and that
takes a lot of trust to do that, though.
It really does, and trust in the other person, but also trust in yourself to know that, like, I'm at a red light, like you were saying. I'm at a red light, and maybe I don't know what to do. Maybe I don't know, that I need to ground myself, or I'm just not at the place where I can listen to myself because there's too much chatter. Yeah. So to trust yourself in knowing when you're at a red light, to be like, hey, Renee, I need some help. Right? Can you come lift me up, or can you at least come hold my hand and maybe give me a tissue or something?
I would offer you my sleeve, Shannon.
Oh,
I'm that kind of girl.
I might take it. I'm that kind of girl.
Shannon is exceptionally good at receiving. Everybody take note. When a friend offers you a sleeve for snot, take it.
Well, and like super ultra bonus, you don't get those like, I have tissue all over my face kind of things. So like win-win.
I know, because then I can go out into the world with a black snotty shirt and have a better story to tell. Because otherwise I'd just be walking down the street with a purple sweater. And now it's like purple hypercolors, not like black mascara.
Like this.
Exactly.
Like you're just going to attract a whole group of
people.
Look
at what we just did with this collaboration. She's black, she's white. I needed to throw in a little Michael Jackson.
Oh my gosh.
Just had to.
Well, it's been like, this has been super awesome.
I kind of want to jump onto a car right now with that. And like,
oh my gosh.
Shimmy, 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 shimmy.
Yeah.
I am so happy we had this time together with all of you, with these horns, and with lovely Shannon.
Yeah, it's been...
And my snotty shirt that doesn't yet exist, but it will one day. Because that's what life does.
Oh my gosh, I love this. We went everywhere and somewhere all at the same time, and I just, I'm super excited for Bitch Slap. For all of you guys tuning in, check out the links in the status. There's one for the Facebook group for Bitch Slap. They've got some amazing blogs up there, some other like super awesome resources. And then
cool free wallpaper that you can put on your phone, on your computer. All kinds of awesome blogs to help unstick you if you're stuck in any particular arena. It's good stuff.
Trigger that movement forward, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Share it with your friends. Check it out.
Yep. And if you've got questions, if you've got beef, talk to the Bitch Slap ladies. I'm just interviewing them.
Her name is Ellen Malcolm Moore, Ashley DePaulis, Shelley Hunter Hilleshine, Christy Peoples, Elena McMillan, Amelia Jordan, for all troubles. Otherwise, you can come to me.
All right, guys. It was so good to have you here. We're going to be doing about an interview a day with the rest of these ladies, expertise from all sorts of different things. So tune in. This is supposed to be a conversation. I don't want to talk at you. I want to talk with you. And so do these lovely ladies, because they have a lot to say.
Yes, we do. So try to listen to your body intelligence. It is the most beautiful reservoir of wisdom to guide you for your best life.
It really is.
Yeah.
And if you want to get in touch with that, go grab a marker, because you will hit wherever you're at real quick.
Yes. Yeah. Your work is just beautiful because it just dives into the side of the brain that most of us need to spend more time in.
Yeah, including me, which is why I do the work that I do. keeps me on the track I mean to be on.
Yes.
So thank you guys so much. Comments, questions, always post them in the little box. You can also private message me, email, whatever works. And definitely if you guys have questions, comments, whatever about Bitch Slap, shoot on over to their Facebook page, because they definitely want to talk to you.
Yes, we do. And if you want to borrow this hat,
you're going to have to come see me.
Yeah.
Or run Warrior Dash. Either one. I don't know, I was going to say it's cleaner to come see me, but not really all the time. So,
pick your poison.
Yeah. With that, I wish you guys an awesome rest of the day, and I'll be catching you soon with another Bitch Slapper.
Yay. Have a good day, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
This might take a second.